So, you're going to be filming a speed golf tournament. First, thank you. We think speed golf's an amazing way to enjoy golf, get fit, get back to your life, and by filming this, you're helping us get more people interested in this great sport. And we want you to be proud of the footage you capture. So we put together this short video showing you what to do and what not to do so you get great footage. To start with, let's break the game into two basic phases. In phase one, the golfer is hitting long shots, trying to get the ball closer to the green. We call this tee to green. When the golfer is hitting tee to green, the best shot you can get is the down the line shot. Down the line means you're standing behind the ball and the camera is pointing at where the golfer is aiming. If you get a down the line shot, then we can put a shot tracer on it like this. When you're shooting down the line, do try to get the whole golfer in the frame, and if you can, let the audience see the target, like the green. And if you can, hold the shot steady for 3 seconds after they hit, like while the golfer is taking off running. This is going to be uncomfortable for you because you're going to feel like you're falling behind, but you can do it. Holding it steady for 3 seconds, that lets us add the shot tracer. Now, when you're shooting down the line, don't let your shadow distract the golfer like this.
Over the tree. He is on the right side here. Oh, camera guy's shadow.
And don't whip the camera back to the golf cart. Keep the camera on the golfer even as you're moving. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get the down the line shot, and that's okay. The next best shot is called face on. Face on means you're pointing the camera at the golfer's face. So when you're shooting face on, do stand about 10 to 20 feet from the golfer. So this would be close enough to see them clearly, but far enough that the audience can still see stuff like the tee marker or other landmarks on the golf course, so they can kind of orient themselves to what they're seeing. And do keep the camera on the golfer even after they hit the shot. Now this is important. Traditionally in golf, the camera follows the ball, but the GoPro you're going to be carrying, it doesn't have a physical zoom. So if you try to follow the golf ball, the audience is just never going to see it. They're going to see a shaky view of an empty golf course, and we don't want that. Don't film the golfer's backside, and don't whip the camera to try to follow the ball. Instead, keep the camera on the golfer so we can see their facial expression, we can hear what they say if they say anything, and we can see how they leave the shot box. So that's what you do when the golfer's hitting long shots from tee to green. Try to get a down the line shot and hold it for 3 seconds if you can. If you can't shoot down the line, try to shoot face on and keep the camera on the golfer. Don't whip the camera. When the golfer is running between shots, you're going to be running to the golf cart and then riding in the cart. During this time, keep the camera on the golfer. Do not, please, point the camera at the interior of the golf cart. We can't use that shot, as I'm sure you can imagine. Okay, that was phase one, tee to green. Phase two is when the golfer gets around the green. Now this is where we're going to ask you to use some creativity. I can't tell you all the different angles since every golf hole is a little bit different, but your job is to show enough information so the viewer can understand what's going on. So the perfect shot is going to have a view of the golfer and the ball and the flag. We know you won't always be able to get all three, but that's your goal. We always want you to keep the camera steady, and when the golfer's putting, see if you can get a low angle. It helps the viewer understand the subtle undulations of the green. Now, I'm sure you figured this out, but I have to say it because it's super important. We need a clear shot of the ball going into the hole. Now, from experience, I can tell you, the easiest way to miss the ball going in the hole is if you're standing too close. So even on short putts, you should probably be about 10 feet away from the hole. Just like in the face-on shot, we want to see the golfer's front, not their back. And just like on all the other shots, we want you to keep the camera on the golfer, even as the golfer leaves the green and as you're heading back to the golf cart. We want to keep the camera on the golfer. All right, quick recap there. Around the green, try to show the golfer, the ball, and the flag when you can. Keep the camera smooth, but you should be mostly walking when you're around the green, and get a clear shot of the ball going in the hole, then keep the camera on the golfer. Okay, now a couple of details here. On the very last hole of the golf course, this is as you're ending the round, you're going to be tired when this happens. The golfer is going to run across the finish line, and your job is to follow the golfer through the finish and then keep the camera rolling so we can hear their unfiltered reaction to what happened in the round. Now, it's okay if they leave you in the dust for a few seconds. That's honestly expected. So jog to catch up with them and just keep the camera rolling, let the golfer talk. Doesn't matter if they talk directly to the camera, they talk to you, they talk to somebody else at the finish line, just keep the camera rolling and capture whatever happens there. You'll find the appropriate time to turn off the camera. You'll figure that out. Okay, now this is the last point, and I'm putting this last because if you're watching this on the day of, it's going to be the very first thing you do. Now, you don't have to run the entire course with the golfer. In fact, I don't want you to run the whole course with the golfer because then your heavy breathing is going to be all over the footage. But we do want you to run the very first few steps off the first tee. So this gives the audience a picture of how the game works and how fast these athletes are. So work with your golf cart driver and agree to meet them about 100 to 150 yards in front of the tee. You've reached the end of the camera operator guide. Of course, I'll be around, or you can find me on WhatsApp. You can talk to other people if you have questions, more detailed questions about filming this golf tournament. We are so excited to have you part of the team. Thank you so much for contributing to this weird little niche sport that we play. And I hope that with the information in this video and with your creativity, you're going to be able to get some great footage. Thanks again, and I can't wait to see your work.